a hypermetropic eye of axial length 21.5 mm, shallow anterior chamber, mid-dilated pupil and with a drug history of tamsulosin was taken up for phacoemulsification with a 28 diopter intraocular lens implantation. Pupillary size gradually came down with the use of intracameral lignocaine and trypan blue. Central curvilinear capsulorhexis was then performed. Further hydrodissection in a less than 5 mm pupil led to increase in intracapsular pressure followed by lens solute. Fluid got entrapped in the capsular bag and retroiris plane, leading to iris prolapse. What followed next is the story of floppy iris. High molecular viscoelastics was pushed at the incision, but the iris kept bellowing. Reposition led to inadvertent detachment of iris from its roots. Proceeding with phacoemulsification in such a situation would have aggravated the iridodialysis. So, changing the gears, the first stitch was placed at the main wound at the appropriate time. The position of the surgeon was then changed to temporal. Looking at the eye from a different angle, everything seemed under control. High molecular viscoelastics and adrenaline was used to maintain pupillary size. Phacoemulsification was started. But soon the dialyzed iris started coming towards the phacoprobe. To prevent further damage to the dialyzed iris was hooked at the limbus with the help of iris retractors. Phacoemulsification could now be completed with ease. IOL was implanted and the iris hooks were removed. The iridodialysis, though superiorly located, was 2 to 3 clock hours and needed repair. Conjunctival peritomy was done parallel to the quadrant of the iridodialysis. A scleral groove was then created 1.5 mm behind the limbus, which would correspond to the level of scleral spur. Aim was to tie the iris at its normal anatomical position. This animation here shows how iridodialysis is repaired using the railroad technique. Coming back to our case, a long bent needle with 9-0 polypropylene was inserted from 1.5 mm behind the limbus and docked into a 26 gauge hypodermic needle inserted from the opposite side. The 26 gauge needle was then drawn out. The handshake technique was then repeated from the other side. Knot was then tied inside the scleral groove and allowing the iris to hang back a little, trying to adjust for the pupillary shape. Well, this was the photograph taken at day 1 and month 1. Thus, we see that with an appropriate and timely intervention, IFIS with iatrogenic dialysis can be managed, maintaining the visual, anatomical and cosmetic integrity of the eye, thus allowing us to conclude that a stitch in time saves 9. Thank you.